Introducing GForceTV. GForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GForceTV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GForceTV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GForceTV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GForceTV racing leagues. GForceTV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GForceTV.
And good evening, everybody. We welcome you to Monday Night Madness on the GeForce Racing Leagues, where tonight the A&J Custom Creations GeForce Racing League Renegades head to Rossburg, Ohio, and the world-famous Eldora Speedway. We'll see some high-flying action and high-speed excitement here tonight with the Renegades taking on the Big E. Good evening, everybody. I'm Sean Neested. Scotty Tuhati, Scotty DeYoung will be with us here in just a couple of moments. We welcome you into the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show. Gambler Motorsports is an esports racing team that competes across the iRacing platform. The team has drivers entering dirt races, sports cars, paved oval, and even endurance races. This year, they'll have drivers in the prestigious 24 Hours of Daytona and in Le Mans. Go over to Gambler Motorsports on Facebook and give them a follow. Coming into tonight's event here at the Eldora Speedway, we're coming off some red-hot racing action this past week on Monday night, where we saw a first-time winner in the division. Brennan Lacey picked up the win with the Renegades here 1 week ago. And tonight, who goes to victory lane? Well, we'll find out in about 1 hour. What we can tell you is who sits where in the point standings. That is part of your Need Speed Motorsports points update. NSM Need Speed Motorsports online, needspeedmotorsports.com. And we can take a look at the point standings, where coming into tonight's event in the point standings, of course, I clicked on the wrong thing just as we're going to look at that. Your points leader is Kyle Moonen, driver of the number 24 car, who's got back-to-back wins this year at Knoxville and Lanier. Sean Bauer sits number 2 in the point standings. He started the year with a win at Limaland. And Steven Goldner, feature winner this season as well at the Lernerville Speedway, sits number 3 in the point standings for the Renegades coming into tonight. Lane Snook, the 12-year-old go-kart whiz, sits in the 4th position in the points with Jack Clevenger completing the top 5. Second 5, Ross Carenta in the 6th spot. Jonathan Short sits 7th. Jesse Bandy is 8th. Max Langevin is 9th in the points. And Aiden Young, driver of the number 69 car, completing your top 10 in the A&J Custom Creations Renegade points coming into tonight's event here at Eldora Speedway. Scotty DeYoung joins us on our Monday night broadcast here, and of course we'll be together on Thursday as well for some Thursday Night Thunder with the big blocks. But Scotty, here we roll into Eldora Speedway, a track that really needs no introduction. How excited are you to be on this high-banked, high-speed speedway here tonight?
That'd call some great 360 racing action, Sean. Cannot wait. I just saw the concession stands that said onion rings and mushrooms. Those sound really good right about now. So, but the thing about iRacing is there's no line for the concession stand. Just walk right to your fridge and grab what you need, including an ice cold beverage. But we are here at the Dream with the Renegades, and let's get this night started.
Absolutely. Maybe it's those onion rings that smell so good. I thought maybe somebody just got out of the shower and was, all cleaned up for tonight's action. I thought that was the nice smell in the air. But you're saying it's the onion rings.
I'm gonna have a talk with our producer after the show tonight. Anyways, moving on.
Well, it was a couple minutes before we hit the racetrack here, and I said, "Where's Scotty?" And Ryan said, "Oh, he's just finishing in the shower." But, anyways, tonight also we need to congratulate some drivers who've already had a very good night here at the Eldora Speedway, including Joe Backus, the driver out of Crooks, South Dakota, of the Galen's Homegrown Popcorn Kreitz Racing's car number 46. Backus picked up the win here a few minutes ago with the Rebels here at Eldora Speedway. And then a lot of zeros in second and third place. And what I mean by that, the triple zero of Jeremy Paulson, he was second. The double zero of Nicholas Vickery, he finished third. Trent Verstraeten was fourth in his 88 ride. And the 13 of Keith Jackson completed your top five earlier this evening for the Rebels in their event. And they get the opportunity to transfer on into tonight's A&J Custom Creations Renegades event here from the Eldora Speedway. Scotty, this racetrack really doesn't compare to a lot of others that we've been on earlier this season. Lima Land, of course, and Lanier, short tracks, Knoxville, Lernerville, Williams Grove, half miles. But tonight, we don't have the tight corners that we had at Williams Grove last week. We've got the big, sweeping, high-speed, really circle of a racetrack here at Eldora.
Yes, we do. And I mean, this track is called the Dream, and just a great racetrack all the way around. It's produced great racing from not only from sprint cars, but the late models in any class of car, really. This track is, I would say, on every driver's bucket list, whether it be out in the real world or virtual world here on iRacing. And this, like I said, track produces great racing. We are definitely in for some good entertainment here tonight.
Yeah, I think I think every race car driver in the world would certainly be happy to go race here at the Eldora Speedway. But as exciting as it is, it can tear up equipment in a hurry. The cushion and the groove can get right next to that outside wall, and one little
Yep.
misstep, and that Hoosier gets into the concrete, and then it's on. And generally, you don't save a whole lot from a sprint car if you wreck it at the Eldora Speedway.
No, there's really no salvaging anything. So drivers got to be sure to hit their marks and pick whether which line, not that they're fastest with, but where they're the most comfortable. And then when you're comfortable, you're fast. So that's what drivers have to really look at tonight as well if they plan to put it into the Epsilon Sprint Wraps victory lane here tonight.
Comfortable is a key word there that you use, Scotty, and we don't talk about that enough because it takes everything to be comfortable, right? Like in the real world, your race car, your seat has to feel right, your pedals have to be in the right spot, your wheel has to be right. Guess what? In iRacing, same thing. Everything has to be in the right position, and then your setup has to be right. And that's a huge part. We're not just talking about comfortable sitting in the lazy boy comfortable, we're talking about setup comfortable as well.
The lazy boy, I thought you were referring to my racing seat that we had in the stock car. No, yes, everything has to be comfortable, and when you're comfortable, is you feel the more, I guess you would say, confident as well, as in you can react quicker, and you're not, I don't know, just overthinking things, in my opinion.
I totally get what you're talking about there. Confidence, comfort, all very, very important, especially when you're running on high bank tracks like here at
Oh yeah.
Eldora, where you've got and another one. Let me put a third one out there, and I think this is going to be a key when we roll around to tonight's A&J Custom Creations A Main. Trust,
Yes.
because it's not a matter of if we will get to three wide action here at Eldora. It's when and how much of it, and how much trust do you have for those drivers all around you tonight?
Right, but this drivers, the drivers in the Renegades, these guys are really good about, like you said, trust, Sean, really good about racing each other cleanly. We had a perfect example last week in the Renegades at Williams Grove, where a guy tried to slide for the lead and he lifted just so the leader could get by him on the outside, so we didn't stuff him into the fence. So these guys really have a lot of respect and, like you said, Sean, trust for each other that I think we'll have some good racing action here tonight from Eldora.
I muted myself. See what I did right there? I was, you know what I was doing? I was sneaking in some fruit snacks here before we get into the racing action, and I turned my microphone off so you wouldn't hear me chomp, and then I didn't turn it back on, and you were like, "Uh-oh." I did that to you last week too, didn't I?
Hey, it happens. There's been a few weeks I've forgotten to do that too. So
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen. We're early on in tonight's program. Right now, the drivers' meeting is going on down there in the pit area. As the last few minutes of practice will happen after that, and then we'll roll into Vanderbilt qualifications. A look at the quick times here tonight so far in practice. Stephen Goldner at the top of the chart, 13.60. Just behind him, Scotty Edwards, second quick in his number 215 car, 13.63. Sean Bowers, the 03 machine, who opened the season in victory lane, his best lap of a 13.64. Donovan Ross, who's had so much success this year in the Rebels in his number 5 ride, he sits fourth quick right now in practice times, a 13.70. And Matthew Croakey, a 13.71 for the driver of the number 2 machine. So yeah, some different names towards the top of the chart that we don't always see at this point of the night, with Scotty Edwards up there, and good to see Matthew Croakey back behind the wheel here tonight with the Renegades in his number 2 ride. So with this racetrack, though, Scotty, sometimes you will see some different names pop up there. It just those keys that we hit on there, comfort and confidence. If the driver comes into this racetrack with the right amount of it, anybody can go to victory lane here tonight when we go down there to that Epsilon Sprint Wraps podium presentation.
absolutely, absolutely. And this track is known for just making dreams come true. One of the reasons why they call it the dream, but it just seems whenever cars get on this track, no matter who it is, just about anyone can run in the front. As looks like we're seeing some Vanderbilt qualifying hit the track right about now.
All right, so two laps for every car here tonight for Vanderbilt Racing qualifications. Vanderbilt Racing, a proud supporter of the GeForce Racing Leagues. Vanderbilt is headquartered in Rochester, Minnesota, and they put a focus on fun and friendly competition. So we'll see the times start to pop onto the screen here as the drivers get the cars up to speed and start to put their official qualification times into the books. Stephen Goldner right now going to jump out to quick time, a 13.652. No, that's Lane Snook now, 13.652. Goldner in second, a 13.682 for the driver of the he just dropped down to the 4th spot. You'll see the times flipping around all sorts of quick here as the 2 laps around here at this racetrack. It's a half mile, but they're very fast laps, Scotty.
Yeah, they are, and just like I said, Lane Snook atop of the leaderboards right here in qualifying. He might be 12 years old, ladies and gentlemen, but this kid definitely knows what he's doing behind the wheel. So currently in your top spot, looks like Hines running in second. Scotty Edwards, like you said earlier, Sean, in the 215 car, he's up to that 3rd place spot here in quick time. And Goldner and Jesse Bandy, your current top 5 here for qualifications.
Looks like in the 6th spot right now, John Short, Jack Clevenger sits in the 8th spot, and we've got a new quick time. Kyle Moonen to the top of the charts, the 24 ride, a 13.647, 13647 now for Kyle Moonen as he lays it down on his opening lap there. Maybe that was his second lap. Either way, it was fast, moving fast. Now Sean Bowers going to jump up to the 3rd spot. So Vanderbilt qualification's not quite done just yet. Bowers will go up to 3rd, 13.653. Quick lap there. Looks like Jesse Bandy still running some practice laps out there in his number 57 machine, but that might just about do it for Vanderbilt qualifications. It looks like maybe a couple more drivers would have the opportunity to come on the track, but they have not done so as of yet.
Yeah, Kyle Moonen, though, he's just been on a hot streak these past few weeks here in these Renegades. Been on the podium a few times, and quick time, I believe, here the past 2 weeks. That 24 car, also your points leader, definitely, yeah, this guy is definitely one to watch.
We will get to see him tonight. And, not the best run for that 24 ride last week at the Williams Grove Speedway. So he'd like to get things back in and up front there as well. So, again, just a couple more moments of qualifications here tonight in Vanderbilt qualifications. Hey, Scotty, by the way, did you happen to watch this week's Pitside podcast on the GeForce Racing Leagues?
I did, and there was a certain friend of mine who just happened to be on there as well. I can't think of his name though. Might have been Sean Neistat, I think.
Hey, it was. That was a lot of fun. If folks are tuned in tonight, if you haven't watched the Pitside podcast yet this week, make sure to check that one out on YouTube as we get set for the first heat race of the night. For these Renegades, heat race number 1 on the racetrack, and I'll have Preston Cranmer on the pole position. He drives the 07 machine. And from Rochester, Minnesota, the number 57 of Jesse Bandy is outside the front row.
Going to be inside of your second row in the 71 is John Hine, and to the outside, your quick timer here tonight, the 24 of Kyle Moonen.
Aiden Young drives the number 69. He'll start 5th on the grid, and joining him in row number 3 is Steven Fernberg in car number 29.
Starting your fourth and final row to the inside is the 2 car of Matthew Croakey, and to the outside, the 661 of Terry Landis.
That'll be your starting lineup. First heat race tonight for the Renegades here at the Eldora Speedway, and it's brought to us by A&J Custom Creations, where they specialize in laser engraving and CNC machining. A&J Custom Creations puts its craftsmanship to work in every wood trophy or plaque that they produce. A&J provides trophies and plaques for all of the GeForce Racing League Division champions. You can contact Andy Patton. He's not just a supporter of the GeForce Racing Leagues, he's a competitor. Contact Andy to order your custom creation today. Set to go here at the Eldora Speedway. I'm excited for tonight's action here, Scotty, as things happen quickly here. We're going to have a really fresh, tacky, crazy fast racetrack right out of the gate, and it's going to continue to get racier and racier as we work through tonight's action.
Oh, Sean, you're speaking my language right now, and I'm wishing I could be behind the wheel of one of these things. But the announcer's booth is more fitting for me right now, as I have yet to take some laps on iRacing here. But looks like we're going to kick things off here at Eldora in just a few moments. Pace Truck's going to dive to the infield. Sean, take it away, my friend.
We are green, and it's Jesse Bandy from the outside of the front row. He will lead them down into turn number 1. Cranmer running in the second spot, and Kyle Moonen, 4-car invert, had to start 4th. He runs in 3rd, looking for 2nd. Side by side for the 4th and final transfer spot, just behind the top 3. Terry Landis, John Hine, going to battle that one out right now. Landis coming around the outside of Hine, and he'll nose into that 4th and final transfer spot.
2 by 2 they come right behind your race leader, Jesse Bandy. Kyle Moonen switches over to the low line now, trying to get to the inside of the 07 Cranmer. Cannot do so through turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch now into turn number 3, side by side for that 4th and final transfer spot. Slide job coming from Hine, could not land it, as Landis now gets shuffled back to that 6th place spot.
Yeah, a little how do you do there from John Hine, but it was what he needed to get that final transfer spot. Landis now going to have to get up on the wheel and needs to advance one more spot to bypass tonight's consolation. Matthew Croakey coming into the picture there behind them in the black and red number 2 as he and Aiden Young battle for position. But still, it's John Hine in the 4th and final transfer spot. Kyle Moonen in 3rd. Preston Cranmer runs 2nd, and Jesse Bandy is your race leader.
And trying to diamond the corner there, it looks like, to get a better run on Cranmer. Looks like he might have done so as he takes a peek to the inside through the corner now. Jesse Bandy still your race leader off turn number 4. Moonen did not get the run that he wanted. He's going to try it again, though, in here 1 and 2, side by side, and he's going to get that 2nd place spot.
But it comes after the checkered, so heat race number 1, brought to us by A&J Custom Creations, is official, goes into the books. So look at the results coming up on the screen here momentarily, I do believe, but we do know your transfers. Jesse Bandy picking up the win, Preston Cranmer in 2nd, Kyle Moonen and John Hine get the transfer spots. Aiden Young snuck into that 5th spot. Terry Landis was 6th, Matthew Croakey 7th, and Steven Fernberg finishes in position number 8. Heat race number 2 rolling on to the racetrack, brought to us by McConey Setup Shop, and let's take a look at this starting grid, Scotty.
Donovan Ross in the 5 car is going to be sitting on the pole. To his outside, off row number 1, the 51 of Jonathan Short.
Scotty Edwards starts inside the 2nd row, the 215 car. And next to him, he's in the top 5 in the point standings. In fact, sits number 4 in the points. That's the 123, Lane Snook out of Pennsylvania.
3 is going to be Max Langevin in car 161 to the inside. To his outside, the 13 car had a great run last week of Keith Jackson.
New name in tonight, Jareth Pike, the 91. He'll start 7th on the grid. Robert Satterfield lines up outside of row number 4, representing Phantom Motorsports. That's the starting lineup for heat race number 2, brought to us by the McConey Setup Shop. At the McConey Setup Shop, it may be their setups, but they're your victories. McConey's has a commitment to providing high-quality setups, always at an affordable price. And of course, they've got an open door policy and encourage communication with all of their drivers to make sure that each setup is fitting your needs. That's the Makoni Setup Shop, bringing us heat race number 2 tonight for the A&J Custom Creations Renegades here at the Eldora Speedway. Scotty Edwards up there on the front row. John Short coming to the green flag. 8 laps your distance.
Coming down the front stretch, green flag is out. We are underway with heat race number 2 here at the Eldora Speedway. Oh, contact right out the gate through 1 and 2. That's going to put Short back to that 5th place spot. Out in front, though, Scotty Edwards leads lap number 1.
So good opening lap there for Scotty Edwards, but he's got company. Here comes the 12-year-old phenom, Lane Snook, with a slide job down there in turn number 1. That puts Snook out into the lead. Then he bangs the wall, getting down into turn number 3. Max Langevin going to capitalize on that. He'll drive into the 2nd spot in the 161. Your race leader, Scotty Edwards, the 215, showing the way out front.
Meanwhile, we got a great 4th and final transfer spot between Pike and Jackson. Keith Jackson had a great run going last week in his heat race, and then tragedy struck, had to come through a consolation, but put on a great show as he is still battling with Pike in that 91 car. Pike currently holds that 4th and final transfer spot.
So just behind Pike, it is Keith Jackson, one out looking in, but he has closed in and starting to battle for the transfer position with just 2 laps to go. Donovan Ross just behind them. Into turn number 3 we go. Pike with the transfer spot. Jackson trying to take a peek to his inside and get a run off the corner. White flag is in the air. They're going to battle on this final circuit for that final transfer spot. Meanwhile, Scotty Edwards will head to turn 3 for the final time.
4 for the final time. Lane Snook taking a peek. Slide job for that 4th and final transfer from Keith Jackson. Wow! Right at the line, too close to call. I believe Pike got it, but not by much.
It was a close one. Your heat race number 2, Makoni Setup Shop heat race number 2 results, and it's Jareth Pike by the slimmest of margins, 100th of a second, just under that. Scotty Edwards, your winner. Lane Snook, Max Langevin, and Jareth Pike, your transfers. Keith Jackson was fifth. Donovan Ross, John Short, Robert Satterfield, your heat race number 2 finishing order. That brings us to heat race number 3, brought to us by Howard Hanna Real Estate. The starting lineup for this one has JP, Jeremy Paulson. He'll line up on the pole position. He's fresh off that 2nd place run in the Rebels event earlier tonight. Jack Clevenger outside of him in row 1. He drives the 78.
Going to be inside of row number 2, Stephen Goldner in the 30 car, and to the outside, the 03. Great run for this car last week in the runner-up spot. That is Sean Bowers.
Matt Ramsey, he drives the 45. He'll start inside row 3 with Jeff Fitzpatrick, the number 90 out of Minnesota, starting 6th.
It's going to be Ross Cornetta in the 010 to the inside of row number 4, and to the outside, Cameron Thompson.
That is the scheduled lineup for this one for the Howard Hanna Real Estate heat race number 3 tonight for the A&J Custom Creations Renegades. Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, the number 1 family-owned and operated independent broker in the United States. And Scott Herwit at Howard Hanna Real Estate is a multi-million-dollar commercial and residential real estate agent for years. Well, why is that important? Well, it's because he knows how to ask the right questions and get the best house at the right price, and he can set you up with the right realtor anywhere in the country. That's Scott Herwit at Howard Hanna Real Estate, bringing us heat race number 3. Green flag about to fly.
About to fly it is. In fact, we are underway with heat race number 3, and down into the corner is going to be Clevenger in that 78 car. 000 of Paulson going to tuck tail behind him, 2 by 2, almost 3 wide. Sean Bowers getting all the binders, getting shuffled all the way back to that 7th place spot.
You know, I thought it seemed like the heat races were going awfully quick tonight. There's 6-lap heat races here at Eldora. So Clevenger, your leader, Paulson in the 2nd spot. Stephen Golder runs 3rd, and right now Jeff Fitzpatrick has the final transfer spot, but they're nearly 3 wide for that position. Matt Ramsey, Ross Correnta all over him. They race now down to turn number 2. 3 wide, just outside of the transfer positions.
We were talking, Sean, how long that 3 wide was going to take, and we're seeing it right here in heat race number 3. Fitzpatrick currently holds on to that 4th and final transfer spot. Goldner in 3rd, Paulson in 2nd, and Clevenger leading the way in car 78.
So good run going right now for Clevenger as he runs out front and he has about a 2/10, making it a 3/10 of a second lead over Jeremy Paulson. Let's take a look back to the battle for the transfer spot because it's on. Ross Carrenta to the inside. Jeff Fitzpatrick running the high line. Carrenta slides up in front of the nose of Fitzpatrick and takes the final transfer spot as they come to the white. Here comes Fitzpatrick back to the inside of Carrenta. Cannot hold the position off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Turn 3 and 4 for the final time. Clevenger is going to come to the win. Paulson second, Golder third, and at the line, it is Carrenta getting the final transfer position.
Nice slide job there by Carrenta to get that fourth and final transfer. Great heat race action here early on in the night, Sean.
So let's take a look at your unofficial results here for heat race number 3. As Clevenger, your winner, Paulson, Goldner, and Carrenta get the transfer spots. Fitzpatrick was 5th. Ramsey, Bowers, and Cameron Thompson, the rest of your finish. We're going to add a couple laps to this one, and we're going to go into tonight's consolation event. Your Velocity Race Design B Main is up next on the docket. We've qualified 12 drivers into the A Main. We've got 12 more spots up for grabs, and once you know it, we got 12 cars that are going to push off. So everybody's going to make the dance tonight, but the finishing order, very important. It determines where you're going to start in tonight's A Main. On the pole of tonight's Velocity Race Design B Main, the number 69 of Aiden Young, Keith Jackson, in the 13, joins him on row number 1.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick in the 90 car going to be the inside of row number 2. To his outside, the 661 of Terry Landis.
Third row has Donovan Ross, the number 5. On the inside outside, it's Matt Ramsey in the number 45.
Matthew Croakey is going to push off from that 7th place position in car number 2. And to his outside, John Short in car 51.
Let's go to your 5th row. It's Sean Bowers, the 03. He'll start 9th on the grid. And Steven Fernberg in the number 29. He'll line up outside of row 5.
I believe that is, that is the starting lineup here for our Velocity Race Design. Look no further than Velocity Race Design for a fresh new look on your favorite dirt car, whether it's that hot new design for your real car or retro throwback to your hero. For Velocity Race Design has you covered. Race on over to Velocity Race Design on Facebook and order yourself a custom paint design today.
We thank them for their support of the GeForce Racing Leagues here tonight. Also, tonight's broadcast brought to you by Schultz Heating and Cooling, the HVAC experts in Plattsburgh, New York. We thank them for their support. Whether you need routine maintenance check or emergency repair on your heating and cooling unit, the Schultz Heating and Cooling technicians are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Give them a call, 585-330-4992. Big thanks, Schultz Heating and Cooling, bringing us tonight's broadcast as well. 10 laps on the board. Starting positions up for grabs. Velocity Race Design B Main has the green flag over it.
Green flag is out, and starting position is going to matter here. So where you finish is where you start in tonight's A feature event. Jackson, that is the Keith Jackson, the 13 car, currently out to that race lead, almost 3 wide for that second place spot as they complete lap number 1.
Aiden Young in position number 2. There you see Fitzpatrick and Landis side by side for 3rd. Fitzpatrick, white and pink car out tonight, I believe. And he's got Terry Landis in the always popular Kreitz Motorsports 69K looking ride. 3 wide there for a minute. And he take a look at the peak. John Short working the bottom of the racetrack trying to get that groove worked in. He slides up right in front of Ramsey, and we've got trouble. Then we've got more trouble over there in turn number 3. So a little chaos here in tonight's Velocity Race Design B Main.
No caution, no cautions, only applied to the A feature, so we're still lean, mean, and green. Out front, Keith Jackson still showing the way. Sean Bowers involved in that wreck. He's going to get shuffled back to that 8th position. Aiden Young sitting in 2nd, Landis in 3rd, Sean Short in 4th, and Ross in 5th.
We will continue on as we take a look off the back of the race leader, Keith Jackson's tail tank, the number 13, ripping it down through turn 1, now into turn number 2. Rudine Racing, Devo Transport 13, looking strong again here tonight at the Eldora Speedway. He will lead tonight's Velocity Race Design B Main as he goes by the stripe. There's 4 laps to go.
4 laps remain, like you said, Sean, in single file around the raceway for your top 4, top 5. Battle, though, between Croakey and Fitzpatrick for that 6th and 7th place position as we're coming up to 3 laps to go here in your consolation feature.
Battle for 3rd right now. John Short working the bottom. Terry Landis going to sneak back around his outside. Short to one of the first drivers to really work the very bottom of the racetrack in that number 51 machine, and he's made some ground with it, but cannot get the pass to stick on the 661 of Terry Landis. 2 laps to go for your race leader, Keith Jackson. He'll come off of turn number 4, and he'll come to the white flag. A little contact in the wall there. White flag is out. Keith Jackson, 1 lap remaining.
John Short into the wall there. He is going to get shuffled back to that 8th place spot. Now, Keith Jackson out in front in the car 13 will pick up the checkered flag. Right behind them is going to be Aiden Young, Landis Ross, and Fitzpatrick rounding out your top 5.
So that puts tonight's Velocity Race Design B-Main into the books here at the Eldora Speedway for the A&J Custom Creations Renegades. We've still got plenty on hand here tonight for your enjoyment, so don't get too far away. We welcome you into the Icon Sim Sports pre-main break. Icon Sim Sports aims to bring the sim racing community a one-of-a-kind fixed chassis experience like none other, while exemplifying extraordinary customer service. Each chassis and accessory at Icon Sim Sports is made to order in the USA. No two are exactly the same because they're all personalized for you to fit your color, your graphics, and your style. You can learn more at iconsimsports.com. Coming up after this short break, we will introduce you to this week's NSM Photos Driver of the Week, and then it is time for tonight's main event. Your A&J Custom Creations Renegades are live on GeForce TV, and we'll be back after these messages.
At McConey Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to the Eldora Speedway for tonight's presentation of the A&J Custom Creations Renegades of the GeForce Racing Leagues live here on GeForce TV. Tonight's production of Advantage Racing TV. You can learn more about their events and look back at 2020 and other previous seasons by going to AdvantageRacing.tv. Live, local, and on demand. It's Advantage Racing TV covering the Upper Midwest's racing events. Let's introduce you to this week's NSM Photos Driver of the Week. NSM Photos is the newest division of Need Speed Motorsports. NSM Photos is able to provide professional-looking pictures in both 1080p as well as stunning 4K resolution. In addition to those pictures, they can also offer hero cards. That is a great way to show off your car, show off your team, show off yourself, and say thank you to your sponsors as well. Check out NSM Photos on Facebook and at NeedSpeedMotorsports.com. This week's NSM Photos Driver of the Week, congratulations are in order for Zane Walters. Zane, last week, picked up the honors by going from position 20 in the Sportsman Feature event. He passed 16 cars to land himself in the 4th position. So congratulations to Zane Walters, your NSM Photos Driver of the Week. Honorable mention, Kevin Fry. He gained 16 positions in the Sportsman division. He started 22nd, finished 6th in last week's event. So, as always, a lot of passing in the GeForce Racing Leagues. Scotty, we're moments away from tonight's main event for these A&J Custom Creations Renegades.
Yes, we are, and these drivers just out here practicing before the A&J Custom Creations A main event, and a couple cars up by the wall there, pushing that cushion closer and closer, and we saw 3 wide in the heat races earlier tonight as well. We are definitely in for some good entertainment here for this upcoming A feature.
Entertainment and good. Absolutely appropriate words here tonight, Scotty, as this racetrack, it gets exciting. The laps are very quick, and the moves have to be calculated with precision. And if they don't, well, they might just find themselves in a Malcolm Mills replay in an incident. Malcolm Mills will bring us all of our replays here tonight. They're based in Oakland, Ontario, Canada. They're a full-service millwrighting contractor featuring custom welding and fabricating. Plus, they've got full services for their industrial clients. That's Malcolm Mills, mmmillwrighting.com. Supreme Sim Racing bringing us the starting lineup for tonight's main event. And we'll have that coming up here in just a moment. Supreme Sim Racing, an international sim racing team made up of talented sim racers from all around the world. Are you Supreme and looking to join an easygoing and fun sim racing team? Watch for the team-hosted lobbies posted throughout the week under SSR for your chance to be invited to Team Supreme. Supreme Sim Racing. Nobody does it like Team Supreme. Of course, we'll have your Epsilon Sprint Wraps Victory Lane presentation after this one. The 2Ws Plumbing Hard Charger Award up for grabs for the driver who gains the most positions in tonight's main event. There is a lot to keep track of here with these Renegades on Monday Night Madness. Right now, what matters is the starting lineup for the 30-lap main event, and it goes like this. On the pole, out of Rochester, Minnesota, in the Bandy built number 57, it's Jesse Bandy. And next to him in car number 215, Scotty Edwards.
To the inside of row number 2 in the 78 car, that is Jack Clevenger. To his outside, the 07 of Preston Cranmer.
We go to your 5th starter inside row 3. He drives the 123 out of Pennsylvania. It's Lane Snook. And from Minnesota next to him in the 000, it's JP, Jeremy Paulson.
To the inside of row number 4 in the 24 car, that is Kyle Moonen. And his outside, the 161 of Max Langevin.
The 9th starter has a feature win to his credit this season. In the number 30, it's Steven Goldner. And lining up in position number 10, driver of the 71, it's John Hine.
Pushing off from position number 11, the 91 car of Jareth Pike. To his outside in the 010, it's Ross Carenta.
It'll be Keith Jackson. The 13 car starts 13th on the grid. And joining him in row number 7 and car number 69, Aiden Young.
Side of row number 8. That's going to see the Terry Landis of 661. And to the outside, the 5 of Donovan Ross.
We'll go to the 9th row. That's Jeff Fitzpatrick, the number 90 on the inside. Outside in the Phantom Motorsports car number 2, it's Matthew Croakey.
Inside of row number 10 is Sean Bowers in the car 03. To the outside, the 51 of John Short.
And your final starters, it's Steven Fernberg starting 21st on the grid in the number 29, scheduled to start 22nd. Matt Ramsey in 45. That is your scheduled starting lineup 30 times around here at the Eldora Speedway for the A&J Custom Creations Renegades, as we are set for that green off of turn number 4.
They call this Monday Night Madness, Sean, and fitting that it comes from Eldora here tonight. 22 cars, 30 laps. The stars and cars about to take the green flag off of turn number 4. Let's get the fireworks started, shall we?
We shall. We wait for the green flag. It is in the air. Right foots go down, and we hustle them down into turn 1. Jesse Bandy going to grab the lead, but Edwards and Clevenger side by side and wheel to wheel. Position number 2 up for grabs. Now 3 wide for the lead is Andrew 3. Clevenger on the very bottom looking for the lead, but Jesse Bandy leads the opening lap.
Clevenger driving it deep into turns 1 and 2 that time by, and off of 3 and 4. Could not make a stick. Jesse Bandy out with the race lead. Here comes Jack Clevenger again on the inside. Scotty Edwards still battling for position number 2.
Edwards starting to get that momentum, and look just behind them. Here comes Lane Snook, the 23 ride around the top side of the speedway. He's got 4th. Now he'll go to the inside. Clevenger gets into the concrete. Snook up to the 4th spot. Clevenger back to 5th.
Yeah, but look who's coming, though. The 24 car of Kyle Moonen up 3 positions to that 4th place spot. Lane Snook up 2 to that 3rd place spot. But Jesse Bandy, gets into Scotty Edwards, new race leader, the 215 of Edwards.
So Scotty Edwards to the point. Lane Snook now into position number 2. Bandy runs 3rd. Here comes Kyle Moonen to the outside of Bandy. 3 Bandy-built cars running 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on the grid right now. But they chase Scotty Edwards down the front straightaway and back to turn 1.
Something must have happened with that 57 of Bandy as he jumped the right rear tire of Edwards just on the prior lap. And you see a car getting into the wall there and upside down, I believe. waiting for caution to come out. And no, we're still lean, mean, and green, Sean.
So everyone continues on the Renegades Racing. Number 215 of Scotty Edwards leads him back to turn number 3. He runs a lower line into the third turn. Lane Snook ripping the top of the racetrack. And here they come, nearly 3 cars battling for the race lead.
Still Scotty Edwards out in front. Lane Snook up to that second place spot. Kyle Moonen right behind him in position number 3. Bandy fighting to keep that 4th spot, as right behind him, Jack Clevenger is going to be shuffled back to 6th. Stephen Goldner in that 5th position, and yellow comes out.
Yellow flag over the speedway here as we work on into this one. Looks like 7 laps complete, and for whatever reason, my scoring ticker has died on us here, but we'll try to load that back up under this caution here, Scotty. But how about the race out front? Scotty Edwards, Lane Snook, Kyle Moonen, Jesse Bandy. They've all been right there in the mix of things. Looked like that move Edwards got to the inside of Bandy for the race lead, and Bandy may have just miscalculated a little bit and got into his right rear.
Yeah, the left front definitely jumped the right rear on that 215 car, so not quite sure if that possibly messed up the front suspension on that 57 car, but he seems to be holding his own, though, in that 4th place spot.
So this will bunch the field back up as we go under a Malcolm Mills caution flag here for the A&J Custom Creation Renegades, with plenty of time to go in this feature event. Still yet to make it to the 1/3 mark in this 30 lapper here this evening. Going to continue to see this racetrack widen out, get a little more slick, and that cushion on the top of the track going to get even more narrow. An interesting line here at the Eldora Speedway, Scotty. We'll see if it comes into work, but I've seen many times here at Eldora, the drivers will enter low in the corner and kind of do a phantom slide job and just kind of slide themselves and then grab the cushion coming off the corner. That can become a very fast groove here at the racetrack. As you see, 23 laps to go. We'll have 22 as we get the green flag.
Green flag coming back out. Jesse Bandy not getting the restart he needed, as he's currently caught in a battle now with Stephen Goldner and Jack Clevenger out in front, though. Scotty Edwards still shows the way in car 215.
Edwards looks good, enters low in turn number 3, then he slides up, grabs a cushion off turn number 4, just like we had just talked about. Lane Snook, though, in 2nd with Kyle Moonen in 3rd. They stay faithful to the cushion as they made their way through turns 1 and 2. They've got a run on the race lead, battle for the lead. It is Lane Snook to the point. Off of turn number 4, here comes Edwards back to his inside, but Lane Snook leads now 1/3 of the way home, 20 laps remain.
What a slide job that 123 car put on the 215. Moonen tried a slider there too as they battle for that 2nd place spot. Here comes Edwards, slide job on Moonen, and Moonen cannot, Edwards cannot make it stick. And it's Moonen with a slide job into that 2nd place spot. Wow, what a battle up front here, Sean.
If that happens, here comes Stephen Goldner into the mix. The 30 ride in the 4th spot, and he'll look to the outside of Edwards. He's got it getting into turn number 1, or does he? Edwards battle back to the inside, but now Goldner runs in position number 3. It's a 3-car Bandy-built breakaway out front with Edwards running in position 4. Jack Clevenger completes your top 5.
Cars hustling to the cush is the fastest way around the racetrack right now, as coming up on lap traffic. Looks like Goldner gets into the wall. Though that's Edwards into the wall, as Goldner still running in that 3rd place spot. Now back to 4th. Kyle Moonen in 2nd. Lane Snook out in front.
Yellow flag over the speedway will woe the field down here with about 15 laps of green flag action still to come in tonight's main event. Not catching exactly what may have happened there to cause the caution. Oh, looks like Jeremy Paulson had trouble down there in turn number 4. The 00 car was trying to get into the pit area and got into the wall. So that puts us back under the caution here in tonight's main event. Paulson had some previous issues, like he had all sorts of damage on the front end of the 000 car. So he was trying to get her to the pits to get a quick repair. No such luck, and we go under the yellow here tonight.
Great racing so far up front, though, Sean, between Lane Snook, Kyle Moonen, and Stephen Goldner. Scotty Edwards, a little bit of tough luck getting shuffled back to that 4th place spot, but some great racing action here at Eldora so far.
Snook in his GForce TV or GeForce Racing League's career has 20 feature wins. 91 times he's been in the top 10 in his 149 starts. So this is the 12-year-old's 150th start in a GeForce Racing League event, and he has your race lead, and we're just a couple laps shy of the halfway point. Kyle Moonen in second, 2 wins already on the season. Steven Goldner's got a win on the season, so some heavy hitters out front. We'll see who can hold on for the second half of this one. Snook brings him to the bottom of turn number 4 and to the green flag.
Green flag indeed. Lane Snook back out in front in car 123. Kyle Moonen tries to run him down as he looked to the inside. It is going to be Moonen up top, though. Slide job from Goldner as Goldner up to that second place position.
We're going to battle for second. Here comes a slide job from Kyle Moonen. He's got second, but Goldner back to his inside. He's got the position back as they hustle into turn number 3. Now Goldner with the slider of his own. He'll grab the cushion, and he's got the second spot solidly, setting his sights on Lane Snook. Goldner, I just noticed, entered on the very top of turn number 1. Snook was about a car and a half width off of the cushion when he entered the corner. Goldner is chasing down your race leader. It's down to 0.3 of a second.
That gap is closing between first and second. Lane Snook a few paces off of the cushion on top of the racetrack. Steven Goldner plants that right rear right on the cushion, a little bit lower this time by. And look who's up there. It's the 010 car putting a slide job on Edwards. Edwards back to the inside as the caution comes out.
I was just going to make that point about Ross Carrenta on the move from the B main here tonight. And looks like he's up to about the 6th spot right now. So 6 positions gained for that number 10 machine on the move here at Eldora. Should also mention Steven Goldner, that driver in second. He started 9th. He's gained 7 positions, and he got up there into the podium spots in a hurry tonight. So plenty of passing here early on in, I shouldn't say early on anymore. We're down to just over 10 laps to go of A main action here tonight. Still Lane Snook out front. He's got Steven Goldner, Kyle Moonen restarting just behind him.
That he does, and Lane Snook has put on one heck of a show. But like you mentioned earlier, though, Sean, Lane Snook going a little bit lower off of the cushion into the corners. Wonder if that's going to hurt him a little bit, as Goldner had planted that right rear on the cushion and was definitely coming for our race leader.
You've got to get a run here at Eldora. It takes incredible patience to make passes. And, you know, everyone thinks a slide job is, you know, they look cool. Everyone thinks they look easy. They're incredibly hard to do because you have got to time it. You've got to, there's so many factors that go into it. You've got to get a run on the car in front of you. You've got to have the line and the angle into the corner, and then you've got to clear them and grab enough cushion to get away from them. There's a lot of steps to a slide job, so we will have to see if all things line up for these drivers who are setting their sights on your leader, Lane Snook. Snook sets his sights on the green flag, drops the right foot, and he gets a great restart to take him down to turn number 1. We'll see if Goldner, though, can get the run. He does off of turn number 2, coming to the tail tank, and is he setting him up for the slider? He is. Goldner to the bottom. Slide job for the lead. He's got it. Snook back to the bottom, but Steven Goldner leads with 11 laps to go.
Goldner also your hard charger recipient as of the moment. Lane Snook tries to battle back on the outside, shuffled back to that second place spot. Steven Goldner on point now in car 30.
Take a look at Snook's car when he comes by. You'll see he's got the wing pulled back to the trunk. It feels a little loose for him. He's trying to tighten it up. Meanwhile, Steven Goldner, things feeling good for the driver inside the 30 machine. It's out to a 4/10 of a second lead over Snook. Moonen still in third. Clevenger, Edwards, your top 5. We've got 9 laps to go for the GeForce Racing League's A&J Custom Creations Renegades here at Eldora.
What a battle it's been up front. Now Steven Goldner, new race leader as of a couple laps ago. Lane Snook back up on the cush, trying to find a line to run him back down. Kyle Moonen sits in that 3rd place spot as Snook bangs the wall again in through the corners. Goldner a little bit loose that time by as we look on the back of Goldner to Lane Snook. Snook is coming, going to try to the inside line. 7 laps to go this time by.
Lane Snook has found it. He has changed his line. He's learned from Goldner. He watched him take the lead and then saw where he was faster. Now he is mirroring what your race leader is doing, and he's on his tail tank, waiting for an opportunity to pounce for the race lead. Steven Goldner doesn't want to give him that opportunity. Off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, just 1 car length, and here comes Snook to the inside. He'll look for the lead. He's got it off of turn number 4. Goldner back to the inside, but Lane Snook leads once again with a handful of laps to go.
This is the name of the game. Snook took his time, set him up perfectly, and gets into the outside wall. Here comes Goldner back on the inside, and back to the inside goes Lane Snook in car 123. Steven Goldner resumes the race lead, 4 laps to go.
All right, so now Snook's going to have to settle in behind the wheel and chase down the leader. The interval is just under a half second, but we've seen Snook be fast. Goldner, big push there that time off of turn number 4. Had the wheels cranked hard to the left. Snook bangs the wall, getting back into turn number 1. 2.5 laps to go here at Eldora. The lead is growing for Steven Goldner.
That cushion is right on the wall. You see the right rears banging off the walls in the corners. Steven Goldner, 2 laps to go, this time by for car 30. Kyle Moonen in that 3rd position, just waiting in the shadows for something to happen with your top 2.
Snook is close enough. He's going to have an opportunity to throw a haymaker. Is Goldner ready for it? Auto lap is underway here at Eldora. Lane Snook in the 2nd spot. He's going to try to get the run down the hill off of turn number 2. Goldner pulls away into turn 3. Final time. Goldner going up the racetrack. He'll grab the cushion and he'll grab the checker flag. Steven Goldner wins. Lane Snook in 2nd. Coming to the line, it's Kyle Moon in 3rd. Clevenger in 4th, and Ross Carrenta finishes in 5th here tonight. What a main event for these A&J Custom Creations Renegades once again tonight, Scotty.
Dora puts on a great show, and not only the track, but these 360 sprint car drivers putting on a great show again as well. Steven Goldner grabbing as the fireworks and confetti fly. Steven Goldner taking home the checkered flag here tonight at the Dream.
Not only is Goldner going to be your feature winner, he will be your 2Ws Plumbing Hard Charger Award recipient tonight. So extra accolades for him, gaining 8 positions in this main event. The driver of the 30 will pick up that 2Ws Plumbing Hard Charger Award. Again, 2Ws Plumbing out of Naples, New York, a full-service company specializing in all aspects of plumbing, general contracting, water treatment for commercial, residential, and multifamily housing. Look them up at 2WSPlumbingLLC.com or call Chris Whipple, 585-749-9478. Scotty, I've got a hunch that this is going to be a fun Epsilon Sprint Wraps Victory Lane presentation for our top 3 down here. Epsilon Sprint Wraps creates tailor-made graphics and logos to fit your personal taste with a focus on realistic design. You'll look like you drove off your local dirt track and right into iRacing. Champions choose Epsilon Sprint Wrap. I think this is going to be an exciting one here in Victory Lane. We'll get our 3rd place competitor, Kyle Moonen. He's heading to the podium as we speak. We'll hear from him first, and then, of course, it's going to be interesting to hear Lane Snook and Steven Goldner, their points after tonight's event as well. So just a couple more minutes here or moments to get Kyle Moonen out of the car and get the safety equipment off, and then we'll roll him right over here to the Epsilon Sprint Wraps podium presentation in just a couple moments. How about the slide jobs tonight, Scotty, as we await these drivers in Victory Lane?
Oh my goodness! I mean, while we're waiting for your drivers to clear the scales here, great racing up front. Not only between Goldner and Snook, but Moon and your quick timer here tonight as well. And he put on a good show, coming home in that 3rd place spot. Slide job after slide job. These guys make it look easy. And yeah, definitely a very, very good race from Eldora here tonight.
Well, speaking of your 3rd place finisher tonight, Kyle Moonen, another good points night for the points leader, as he will come home in position number 3. And Kyle, tell us about the race from your perspective. I know you wanted to get up front there and dice it up with the top 2. Looks like we may have lost Kyle Moonen there for a second. We'll see if we can get word with him one more time here. Kyle, do you have a copy? And looks like we're not hearing from Kyle Moonen here tonight. Maybe some technical gremlins over there for the driver finishing 3rd.
There we go.
There he
Kyle
is.
got a copy? There he is.
Yep. I can hear you guys now. Sorry, it kept kicking me in and out of the room.
No problem. We know you wanted to get up there and mix it up with those top 2 tonight. How up on the wheel were you there in the final stage of that race?
Yeah, I was giving it everything I had for sure. Was probably killing me more than anything, to be honest with you. You started overdriving it, and it slicks off like that, but them two were going back and forth and they were fast for sure. So even catching them and passing them's two different things. Like I said, those two were fast, even in lane.
At this point of the season, you know you've got the points lead. How much do you think about that through the course of the night of racing?
Quite a bit actually, or I have been the last week or two. Um, there's definitely times you want to do something. Like in the heat race, I wanted to give a little bit less than I thought I did, and didn't. Just because points, and you get in a wreck, you start at the back, and that makes it twice as hard. If you're kind of running for points, it's better off just to kind of stay where you are and go from there.
No, it's a team sport. It takes a lot of effort to get a podium finish, especially on a league like the GeForce Racing League. So, who else do you need to thank for the run here tonight?
Just everyone at Bandy built, Jesse, Brandon, and Fitz work on the setups quite a bit. Goldner and Brennan run their mouth quite a bit of the week, and that kind of gets you going and gets you fired up. But no, it's a good group of guys, and I like racing with them, and can't thank all of them enough. So,
Congratulations, Kyle, on another podium run here tonight in that 24.
all right, appreciate it.
Kyle Moonen finishes third here tonight. Let's hear from our runner-up. That is Lane Snook. He's standing by with Scotty DeYoung.
Lane, you just made it look easy tonight here, Eldora. What was it like running with Goldner up front and chasing him down in those closing laps? And how did track breakdown really work in your favor here tonight?
My car was flying. I think I honestly could have won that if I wouldn't have made some mistakes, but the track definitely changed a good bit.
What was it like then running with Goldner and patiently setting him up for that slide job coming in the closing laps of this race?
I knew I had to hit my marks, and I knew I was going to have to slide them in 3 and 4 just because it wasn't working 1 and 2.
How fun is it, racing with the rest of these guys and being one of the top drivers here in this division?
It's really fun racing with these guys when you can have clean racing. That makes it really good and fun.
Who'd you like to thank for putting it on the podium tonight here in the runner-up spot?
I'd like to thank Vela City Designs, Vanderbilt Racing, Brandon, Jesse, Steven, Kyle, Jeff, JP, Brennan, um, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Bio.com, Powerhouse Motorsports, Wagman Brothers, GeForce Racing Leagues, you guys for the broadcast, Universal Settlement Service, Jacqueline Howard Associates, Ski Soon Alliance, KKP, Keith Recording Products, Fox's Pizza Den, Mexico Ridge Beef Farms, Snook Dirt Designs, and that's it.
Definitely could not do it without them. Congratulations on the runner-up spot tonight, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
Lane Snook taking home your runner-up spot tonight in car 123. We're going to go by with Sean Neisted, who's sitting by with our winner tonight, and Stephen Goldner. Sean?
Steven, you're picking up your second win with the Renegades this year, your 28th overall win with the GeForce Racing Leagues, and what a wild one it was. Those slide jobs had to be fun but intense in your position.
Yeah, I mean, those slide jobs are intense as it is, and then you got your teammates sliding you. You got to be, super careful not to get into them or throw anything dirty on them, you know what I mean? So, it was a heck of a race by Lane, and I think I got lucky there. I think he was a little bit faster than me. I just had a couple opportunities come my way, and I could capitalize on it.
In the last couple of laps, how much were you paying attention to him versus watching in front of you, just knowing that at any moment he could throw that next slide job?
I could hear him. Going down the front stretch, I wasn't really sure if he'd throw a slider in 1 and 2 or not. But I was looking for it every time. But I knew 3 and 4, I was decent. I think he was a little bit better coming out at a 4 than I was. But I knew if I could just, if he threw a slider on 1 and 2, I'd be okay for the race. I just wasn't sure what his plan was or what he was doing, but I just tried to drive as fast as I could and pay as much attention forward as I could.
Of course, we all saw the slide jobs and the battle for the lead, but you had to come from 9th to get up there. Take us back to the early stage of the race. How did you find yourself suddenly up there in the top 5, then the top 3, and then running for the lead?
Ton of patience early. I mean, the first couple laps, I didn't really make too aggressive moves. I just kind of held my line on the top and waited for people to either drop down, try something else, or make a mistake, and I could capitalize on that. I just kind of tried to be patient and keep a good rhythm going. I knew I had a fast car because we had a good night last week in the elite race, so I knew I was going to be competitive with these guys. So I just had to stay focused on what I had to do.
Another good night for that 30 ride. Who else do you need to thank?
I got to thank all the guys at Vanderbilt: Jesse, Brennan, Fitzy, Kyle, Lane, Brennan, JP, Powerhouse Motorsports, Wagman Bros, Bio.com, Vanderbilt Race Cars, Velocity Race Designs, and Dirt Doctor Trucking. And thank you guys for the broadcast. I mean, I'll definitely be watching it here after I get off here. And thanks for Roger and everyone else for putting this deal on.
Stephen Goldner, congratulations on the win here tonight.
Thanks a lot.
So there he is, Stephen Goldner, your winner and your Hard Charger Award recipient from 2W's Plumbing as well here tonight, driving from 9th up to pick up the victory here with the number 30 machine. And, you know, Scotty, you just heard your winner say he's going to go watch this broadcast. You know, I think I'm going to, too. That was a fantastic race. We just called it, but I'm ready to watch it again.
I'm right there with you, Sean. I'm ready to watch it again as well. Such great racing from Eldora tonight, and these drivers did such a great job to put on an awesome, awesome show.
Guess what? We're going to change things up next Monday night. We're heading to the Weed Sports Speedway. It is a tricky little track out there in New York. It's going to be a wild one next Monday night. Of course, this Thursday, Scotty, we'll be back together for the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. And you think the sprint cars were exciting here at Eldora. Wait until you see the big blocks this Thursday.
Yes, Thursday Night Thunder. Right here is a place to be for some big block modified racing. And like you just said, Sean, you thought these cars put on a show. Wait till the big blocks come, and we're going to be in for a treat Thursday night.
Looking forward to it. So we will call it a night from there and get ready for the next events. Of course, GeForce Racing Leagues, they've got leagues nearly every night of the week, about 20 leagues in total. And you can find more about them at GeForceRL.com. A big thank you to all of the sponsors and for everyone with the GeForce Racing Leagues. And on behalf of our producer tonight, Ryan Dugan, and Scotty DeYoung, better known as Scotty Too Hottie, I'm Sean Niestead saying good night, and we'll see you again real soon. Good night, everybody.
It does that.